I saw an article on Mac Rumors that the new upcoming iPhone 14 Pro is rumored to have finally an always on display. We'll get to a couple different things because there's a few things to unpack here. The first one being typical Apple, in that the rumor is that they'll only feature it in the iPhone 14 Pro and not in the regular iPhone 14 model, which is absolutely ridiculous because that's just something that they would do that make you wait 7 years for an always on display that every other manufacturer's come out with. And then they'll say, you know what, we're going to preserve it for the best model as one of their kind of goofy ways to differentiate the iPhone 14 Pro from the iPhone 14. Because not really in their defense, but to give them a little bit of credit, all of the models that they usually come out with that are newer, that have the newer hardware, are quite capable and quite good. So they have to come up with these kind of dumb ways to differentiate and justify charging more for an iPhone 14 Pro, but an always on display certainly shouldn't be one of them. Over the years, I've become rather nonplussed with always on displays. We moved on from notification LEDs for the most part. We're going to get to that in a moment. But to me, that was the peak of being able to tell what was going on across the room. You know, I was watching a clip from Skyfall, the James Bond movie, the other day, and it was basically James Bond. He was at his childhood home, and they had to defend themselves. A bunch of bad guys coming. They only had 2 firearms, and the old guy basically says, you know, sometimes the old ways are better, and he puts a knife out on the old ways are best. He puts a knife out on the table, and that's true as well. I think notification LEDs were the peak of what we wanted as far as at-a-glance information, especially if you're not within range of the device. We could have built upon that technology. We could have made the bands glow, or we could have made some of the buttons glow, or I understand everybody wants bezel-less devices, but we could have put something in the speaker or the grill, or improved upon the LED technology for a notification LED instead of just jumping straight to the always-on displays. And my issues with always-on displays are that even when they give you the notification bubble of what app actually has something that it wants you to look at, it's often only within range of the phone. So if I could pick up a phone, if I could see which app has a notification, I'm well within range of just being able to pick it up and look at it, especially when it doesn't give me the information. I can't go ahead and click in and see the information on the screen itself. And across the room or more than a few feet away, these are useless to me. Unless you have 2015 vision or Hawkeye or something like that, this could be anything. These icons can mean anything. I'm not going to be able to tell that. The great thing about, listen, if you had a BlackBerry Passport, the great thing about that with the notification LED is I had 10 different colors set up. I could tell you not only that I had an email, I could tell you what email account it was from. I could tell you when I had a WhatsApp message, when I had a regular text message. It was great. Set up to all the colors, and I knew from across the room what I was getting. Here, yeah, maybe you could see it. Maybe you see an email notification, but you don't know which account it's from. You don't know if you should be checking it. Yeah, it's a WhatsApp, but you can't get into the WhatsApp message to see if it's one that you have to return. And if you're that close to the device already, you might as well just open it up. You're already looking at it. You already have it in your hand. What information is this giving me that I can't get by just opening up and actually seeing the full message itself? If they are going to do something, which I know they're not going to go for a notification LED, that would not be Apple's style, okay, even though the Sony Xperia had both. Nice always on display, nice and bright, was great. You can see the color. And also the notification LED up in the upper left, so you can kind of have some idea of what account and what app is getting a notification from more than a couple feet away. If they are going to go with something, please don't go with something that's boring like that. Stay away from the old one. If they took however many years to come up with an always on display, at least make it worth the wait. And I think one of the things that they should absolutely be doing is looking at the Motorola, the Moto OS, kind of the Moto Skin lock screen. I know some of them are LCD, so it's not exactly always on display, but I absolutely love what Moto does with their lock screens, because not only can I see what's going on with the apps and the notification bubbles, I can actually interact without having to pick up the phone and get it and open it up in order to get the information. Let's take a look right here. I could go into WhatsApp. I hold it, and there it is. I get the WhatsApp notification. I get the message, whatever it happens to be. Right here it's telling me I'm logged out. I could go over here. YouTube. What is it? Hold it. There it is. New Flossie video that I have to watch later. See some white shoes. That's the way. And the great part about it, let's say you hold it down. I could also interact. I could dismiss it. If it's another one, I could go ahead and respond, or I could open up the phone and then I know I could respond. But it gives me information that I need so I can make the decision whether to open the phone or not. That is the kind of the essence of an always on display, to have these notification bubbles here. Limit the times I have to open the phone if I don't have to go in. If I can take care of it right on the lock screen and it's not that important, let me be able to do that and dismiss notifications if needed. If it's something that I check, okay, I got to respond to this message, then I can make the decision to open up the phone. To me, that's the only point of the always on display. Because like I said, more than a couple feet away, this is useless to me. This is useless. There's nothing going on here that I'm going to be able to look at and say, make an intelligent decision of what I should be doing from 2 or 3 feet away. 4 feet away. Across the room, forget about it. But the old ones with the notification LEDs, you absolutely could do that. So if you're going to give me an always-on display that doesn't have notification LEDs or some way to recreate that, I think there's plenty of cool ways to do that, even with the OLED panels, then give me something that's useful that I can actually interact with the notifications that I am getting, and I could dismiss them without opening up the device. So while I'm excited that, I guess I'm excited, while I'm pleased that on the iPhone side and the iOS side that we're finally getting reluctantly, it's like pulling teeth if they only put it on the iPhone 14 Pro, because that's ridiculous. Yeah, Android phones have been giving you always on displays for 6 years now. There's no way that they can't figure out a way to do it on the older generations of iPhones, especially the ones running OLED panels. No excuse. And don't let them tell you, oh, it needs the A16 or whatever processor they're coming out. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. It's absolutely ridiculous. But if they're going to play games like that, if they're going to make it silly season, if they're going to take so long and probably like they're giving you a gift for always on display, at least make it one that we can interact with, that there's some sort of usability there beyond just looking and telling me information that I could see that I have to be 2 feet away and basically have the phone in my hand to see what's going on with that particular device. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If iOS fans, are you excited at the prospect of finally getting always on display? It's Apple, so my feeling is that the customization options, like you're not going to have pictures of your cats on there. They're going to probably be horrified that it would take up too much battery. So it's probably going to be simple. It's probably going to be what Apple gives you. Whatever the iOS standard, however many whatevers they come up with, that's probably going to be it. Are you excited about it nonetheless? You've seen Android people have it for years. Is it something that you've wanted? Let me know down below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time. Have that Steve-alicious day.